Hey, welcome back, guys. Barrel Aged Man, I'm Chris.
I'm Heath.
And tonight we've got a kind of a Buffalo Trace collection going here. The reason we're doing this is because we've got, this is a new one out, it's called Traveler. It's actually a collaboration with a country singer. I guess he's country. I never even heard of the guy until 3 days ago or 5 days ago, whenever this came out. It's Chris Stapleton. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Okay, I haven't until, here's the story. So my wife sent me a link to this particular product, like January 4th, I think it was.
Okay.
I'm not on Facebook or anything, so anyway, she sent me this link about some new Buffalo Trace product coming out. And so I clicked on it, looked at it, read up on it, and then I just happened to be in the liquor store the very next day grabbing something else.
You just happened to be in the liquor store? Is that usually a pretty good bet?
And I saw this on the shelf, and it was released on, I think, the 5th, like the next day.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, really? And so I was like, so anyway, it was $40.
Wow.
I had to try it.
And it was allocated?
Well...
Or it's not allocated yet, it was actually on the shelf?
Yeah, it's on the shelf, and they're selling it at retail.
Okay.
You know, from that point, it wasn't allocated. I've heard talk now that people are trying to sell it on the secondary market for $100, $150 a bottle because it's new and it's Buffalo Trace, and you know,
wow.
It is interesting. I love Buffalo Trace products.
Right,
don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, the whole history around everything. You know, this is rock solid, and this is, you know, one of my favorites, and so we've got to do this. We got to do a little comparison.
All right, yeah, and that was the whole point of setting them up this way. We had talked about maybe just doing just this and tasting it, but I think it's better to basically set it up against something other people already know. And I think Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace are pretty popular out there, so I think we can do a good comparison and kind of let you guys know what how it stacks up. So.
So everybody's probably familiar with Buffalo Trace, so we're going to go ahead and take a sip of that and kind of get our palate started, and then we'll work in. Matter of fact, we might even switch, and I don't know. It doesn't matter if we do that last. So, but anyway, we'll just kind of see how that stacks up with the rest of it. Yeah,
and this is a good all-way. I mean, this is just good all around. I mean, I've always kind of liked Buffalo Trace, and it's a good for straight. I mean, it's got that good caramel on the nose, and then just from a standpoint that in some cases, it's readily available. At least if you're going to a bar to have something, it's usually readily available. It's not so readily available in liquor stores right now because it is a little harder to find.
It is
at times.
Yep. So it just depends on time of the year and everything. We're in South Carolina, so we can find this. It's usually anywhere between $30 and $40 when we do find it around here. Yeah. I found that for $27 in Florida last spring.
Wow.
So I bought a couple bottles of it.
Right.
But this is we're familiar with this.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's got a little spice on the finish, kind of lingers a little bit. It's your typical. I think this is what they call Mash Bill 1. I believe this is Mash Bill 1, along with this, which is these two are bourbons, of course, and then this one is not a bourbon. We'll get into that here in a minute. It's a blended whiskey, but
I got you.
So you good with this here?
I'm good with that one.
You're familiar with that one?
I'm pretty familiar with that one, and I'm going to guess most of you guys are familiar with Buffalo Trace too.
All right, let's
move on. I would go ahead and try it.
I'll let you get the nose on this while I read this. I'm going to read what this is here. So this is the brand new Traveler whiskey, number 40. From what I've read.
Wow.
All right, just give me a second here. From what I've read, apparently this country singer, Chris Stapleton, and Harlan Wheatley, who is the master distiller at Buffalo Trace, they did like 50 or 60 different combinations and tried to figure out, and they ended up on number 40. That's how they got number 40.
Gotcha.
But here's what the back says. Traveler whiskey. Good whiskey is like a good song. It requires no explanation. One taste should tell you everything you need to know. No one has to tell you how to feel about it. You simply settle in and enjoy. Now with that said,
they're making quite a big bold statement that you're going to enjoy it.
I know. So this is, it says, a first of kind collaboration from Buffalo Trace. Traveler brings together the collective artistry of Chris Stapleton and master distiller Harlan Wheatley. The blend number 40 is carefully curated result. Blend number 40 is the carefully curated result of countless hours of testing and tasting. It's a completely unique combination of whiskeys from award-winning distilleries and exactly what you'd expect, a premium whiskey that speaks for itself. So with that said, it's not a bourbon, so that means the mash bill or whatever combination they've got is going to be less than 51% corn. I haven't found any age statements on it anywhere.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you, whether or not it was aged.
Somebody said something about a 4-year, but I've not seen
at
that.
all, or I mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a blend.
Okay.
So they're
multiple.
And see, it says it's so proudly blended and bottled by Buffalo Trace.
Right.
It doesn't say that it was aged at Buffalo Trace, because they've got several different distilleries. I think somebody told me that 1792 is part of Sazerac. So it could have, I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, so what do you think of the nose on that?
I don't know. If I'm being fully honest, it wasn't a pleasing nose for me.
Really?
I like it usually sweeter.
Okay.
Or even earthier. To me, this one, and that's why I just cleansed, because I'm like, maybe something's going on.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I get, for me, and again, you guys should know me by now that I'm not Mr. I can figure things out. Like there's a hint of cherry or something like that. Usually it's a caramely. I do get, like, if they're heavy notes, I can usually pick them up.
I'm getting vanilla is what I'm getting.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So light vanilla. Now, granted, we started
if you're talking
with
like
this.
vanilla extract, maybe.
Well, I don't know. I guess that's a vanilla, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's also very potent, so
Yeah.
it almost comes across. For me right now, I mean, what I'm picking up a lot of is the pure alcohol. I mean, that's what I'm getting on the palate. It doesn't come across as a nice sweetness like this one does.
Oh, I don't get that much sweetness out of that. I mean,
No, but I get
like...
a lot of the caramel undertones.
Oh, okay.
This one here, I'm just not picking up anything.
Have you tasted it?
I have not.
The palate comes through better for me than the nose. The nose is really good. And, you can see that we had some friends over and they were sampling it, but everybody loved it before, so I don't know if Heath doesn't like it. I'm sorry, I don't know.
And I'm the only one that matters. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of spice to it. There's a longer finish.
Well, see, I'm just the opposite.
Really?
I think the finish doesn't linger. Yeah, I get spice on the finish, and it's gone for me.
No.
I'm serious. To me, this is
different.
To me, this is a tremendous sipper. Just neat. You don't even need ice with it. It's not harsh, but it is unique. Now, it's not a bourbon. I don't know if that's what we're. Just keep in mind it's a blend, and we don't know what's in it because there's not much information out there.
Yeah. Well, because I think of, like, for example, Hibiki, right? I mean, that's a Japanese blended whiskey, and
that's good. I like that. I've not had Hibiki, so I don't know.
And again, I haven't had that in a while, so I'm kind of curious if I could go back to something like that and if I'd still find the same enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, for this one, I'm.
All right. Well, that's why we're here.
That wasn't my go-to for sure.
To each.
I don't know.
I
don't know if I'd go back to this one. I probably, for $40. I mean, I can see, honestly, for me, this might go well as a mixer for me. When you soften it a little bit.
Well, for $40 you could.
Yeah, I mean, when you're softening it with other things, for me, it would be mixing it with something that kind of softens that spice.
Yeah.
Because for me, there's I don't know. I'm not picking up any of the, like, I don't get much of an earthy tone out of it. I don't get much of a sweeter, like the caramely or any of the fruit flavors.
So
I guess I could pick up the vanilla, like you said.
Yeah, I'm getting a vanilla on the nose, just a little bit of light oak, and I'm trying to, and that's why we're kind of trying to match it with these others to try and pinpoint and say, hey, is there some of this in there, this, or maybe an E.H. Taylor or Blanton's or something like that. I don't know what they blended it with, and who knows, but.
So I'm going to say on that second sip, I took it and I held it in my mouth a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. I did catch more of the vanilla.
Yeah. To me, it's got a sweet, it's not super sweet, but to me, it's sweet. It's mild. It's a little lighter color. Maybe, I don't know. That one's a little darker there. You can see it in our glasses back here, but, you can kind of see, like, between these two, like, that's Eagle Rare right there, and that one, I don't know if they can see that in there or not, but that's a little bit lighter colored. So, and like I said, but I'm getting a little spice on the finish, but to me it doesn't linger. It's not the same lingering as the Buffalo Trace.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So to me, the finish is much better on this than that for me.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, we'll move. I'm gonna try the Eagle Rare.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna. All right. So yeah,
I like that.
Now again, to give it a little bit of context, I mean, you and a buddy of yours, Eagle Rare is kind of a go-to, right? I mean, you guys really think highly of that one.
And for you, you said it wasn't.
It wasn't one of my go-tos.
Yeah. I saw you using it as a mixer one night. I was like,
everybody used it as a mixer that night.
He was just trying to get rid of it.
You did too. Everybody did. Because everybody drank.
Well, that's what you brought.
I know.
Like, anyway, we had to use his up. So
right,
sorry,
guys.
guys.
Yeah, we had to use it up. It was that full when I got there, and it was empty when I left. So we had to use it.
I know someone who made a full drink and didn't drink it, so I won't say who. It wasn't you. You believe that? I
did not know that. All right, we'll talk later.
There's a guy that drives a Tesla, that's all I say. He asked me to make him something, and I made him what I was drinking, and it's like, I looked over and he'd left, and it was still sitting there, so apparently he didn't like what I did.
Did you drink it for him?
I don't remember.
That's probably you did that, huh? All right. See, now this has, again, see, to me there was more, you can tell that these two are at least aged. Off of something, because there's more of that aroma for me.
Yeah. Oh, it's
I get a more alcohol, not like it's rubbing alcohol or something, but I get more of the alcohol nose.
It's a little stronger. This one and this one to me are a little stronger on the palate, and they're not super strong ones anyway. So maybe that is saying that this is a little lighter. But the Eagle Rare, I mean, it's.
Oh, see, now out of these three, I mean, going back to this.
What? Now you like it?
I guess. I don't know. But like right now, after having those two and switching directly to
and you just wasted that bottle on everybody over there.
I know. All right. Well.
So
yeah, that
we can find Eagle Rare on rare occasions. It's hard in South Carolina.
Pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously, Eagle Rare is hard to find in South Carolina for some reason. I got in Georgia. I was down in Atlanta, and they had cases. This was like a month ago. They had cases of Eagle Rare stacked up in lots of liquor stores down there for $40-$45 a bottle, and with no limits. So it's just everybody's different,
Right.
So do you like that then?
Well, yeah, I do. After
these three, you can go back through them and check them again.
Yeah. All right. Let me go back to the Buffalo Trace one more time. See, but I mean the nose. Honestly, if I'm going to pick the nose out, this on the nose is for me. I love that caramely. Inhale. I mean, it's to me this one's really sweet.
To me this is the boldest of the flavors, and maybe that's I mean I like that. So I'm not. All these to me are really good. It's going to be hard to pick one versus two or whatever.
Yeah.
So I got to go back through them real quick here. So I'm going to go with the Traveler again. Let me see what that is.
To make sure I grab the glass on the correct side.
See, it's opened up a little bit. So, when we pour it, it's like we film and it needs to set and open up. So, which one are you on? The Eagle? All right. Yeah. See, that is a light, sweet vanilla. I mean, that is delicious. Now, rinse. Make sure you check.
I'm going to rinse.
It's opening up in the glass,
Yeah, better do more than open up. All right.
It's easy on the palate.
See, now it just smells like dirty water.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Don't say soap or anything else, because no, you're not going to get me on that tonight. No. But I like it. To me, it's really good, and I think they've done a great job with it. $40 is. I mean, you can't go wrong for $40. Now, if this is
$40 is $40.
If this is secondary market and people are selling it for $120, $150, no.
I really wanted to like it, man. I really did, and I'm
you're not there.
I'm not there.
Well, I was going to give him a bottle, but I guess not. Right. So yeah,
You're such a liar. Anyway, so if I'm going to be honestly, I would go 1, 2, 3.
All right. Let me.
Could you make a decision on that one now?
See, that's a little spicier to me.
Well, and let's put this in context. He had a bottle of this that lasted him about, what, 4 years?
Well, that was before I even got into bourbon.
I'm not saying any reasoning. I'm just asking, didn't a bottle of this last you 4 years?
I got into bourbon about a year ago.
That's not what I'm asking.
And that was, I bought it because I had friends that liked it, and I didn't drink it. So anyway, I'm a newbie. I'm probably going to go 1, 2, 3 in this order. This one's it's a neat one. It's new. I would recommend it for you guys to check it out and try it. I'm not big on celebrity endorsements on anything like liquor or anything. I didn't buy it because I didn't even know who Chris Stapleton was. But I think the juice is good, guys. Definitely pick up a bottle if you can find it. So give it a shot. Apparently, I don't know. So
picking up a bottle of it.
We'll get your Kessler back out for you. So.
Yeah, because that's the good stuff, right? Yeah, I'm not claiming anything here. I'm just saying. That's
yeah.
For me, for this one, I don't know. It's a blend. You can tell it's a blend. And again, I need to go back and kind of go through a couple of the blended whiskeys that I've liked in the past.
Yeah,
see if I even still like those. I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
because like Hibiki, which is a fairly expensive bottle.
Yeah.
At the time I was like, maybe I like it because it's expensive. Right. I don't know, but now that I've kind of gone through quite a bit, it'd be interesting to see.
So when I first opened this last week, my first impression, and I knew it was a Buffalo Trace. Don't get me wrong. But the nose on it was like, yeah, that's a Buffalo Trace product.
Yeah.
It's got that much. It's got a hint of bourbon in it, but it just drew me right to this, So
to me, those two are night and day.
Well, yeah, but if you were to pick, all right, whatever. They are different right now.
Of course, I know that.
But it's not offensive or anything.
No.
You got to clarify what you're saying here. You're like saying you would never buy it. Would you ever buy this if you saw it in the store?
Probably not.
Okay.
I would go for something else.
All right.
It kind of, like if I had everything else on the planet, yeah, I might grab that because it's there.
Well, it's new too.
Ooh, yeah.
You like Buffalo Trace products?
Yeah, of course I love it. I really do like Buffalo Trace products. And there's nothing, everybody's got their own taste. Everybody's got their own palate, So
I like it, guys. Yeah. He doesn't. So
he likes it. Me, I'm on the fence. Yeah. Probably teetering to the other side.
Get one more nose on it. Get one more nose on it right
Probably wouldn't go and buy this if I had other options.
I would buy another bottle, and I probably already have. Are you getting any vanilla?
There's a slight hint of it for me, but...
The finish for me resembles a little bit of a single malt, where it's kind of gone pretty quick. It's just a little bit of spice, like a baking spice, and then it's gone. And to me, that makes it a better sipper, because you don't need the block of ice, you don't need the drops of water. To me, I can do this neat. I can do this easier than these neat. To me, I enjoy it more.
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'll give you that because it's like on the finish, it doesn't linger a long time from a spice perspective.
Yeah, to me, it's there and it's gone.
Right. So these other two, there's that flavor kind of lingers longer. Mm-hmm. But for me, and I don't want to make it sound like it's just alcohol for me. That's not it. But there's that lingering kind of, I don't know, alcohol flavor.
Right.
And like I said, I feel like these are aged, and this one kind of comes across as not aged. That's what it comes across like.
Yeah, and it may be because we don't know what's in it.
Right.
I kind of like the age, not the age statement, but I like the statement on the back of it where it says, because everybody looks like, oh, it's not a 10-year, oh, it's not this, it's not that. Well, when you don't know what it is, it's like a good song. Yeah. Do you like it or not?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, because some people
we can't really critique it in that sense.
Exactly.
We can't say, oh, it's a mash bill this, it's this much corn this. Yeah. We don't know because it's a blend.
Right.
And so I think they've done a pretty good job with it. And a celebrity endorsement, apparently he's like really popular. Is he like somebody famous, I'm sure, and then you merge with Buffalo Trace? And it should be a slam dunk.
Yeah,
they're going to sell a lot of it.
It's not like Bob from Hoboken, Kentucky is over there mixing his thing with
if you did a collaboration with Buffalo Trace, it would sell. It would sell.
Oh, all day long because people would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the point, right? I mean, obviously.
And they're all 90 proof, by the way.
It's kind of like when you like our friend Andres that you guys met a couple episodes ago. You know, he kind of has that same idea about cigars, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, when he's always apprehensive when it comes to a cigar that's kind of branded from like for example the Buffalo Trace cigars.
Because it's more hype than anything. Right. So, I don't think this is more hype than anything. To me, I enjoy it, but you know, everybody's different, so we all have different palates, and you guys should check it out. You know, Buffalo Trace, everybody knows them, but to me, it's Traveler whiskey, 90 proof, $40. If you can find a bottle, it's worth it, in my opinion.
In his opinion.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you next time.
Cheers.
See you.